Thank you for joining us here on KEXP, where the music matters. I'm Cheryl Waters down here in our studio. We are listener supported and so thankful to all of our wonderful listeners who support KEXP. You can visit us at kexp.org and learn more about us and make a gift if you are so inclined. Your support helps make possible all the wonderful in-studio sessions that we have here at KEXP. And I am so delighted to welcome Mount Fog to the studios today. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I've been enjoying your music now for a couple of years and been looking forward to this day very, very much. And you're going to be playing songs from your newest album, Spells of Silence.
Yes.
Well, without further ado, Mount Fog live on KEXP.
Da
You're listening to Mount Fog live on KEXP. Spells of Silence is a new album from Mount Fog, performing live in the KEXP studios today.
So sad. Keep it all inside. Keep it all inside. Keep it all inside. No one knows you're happy, and no one else. You cry, you cry, you cry. We're back to this, and I'm fine, 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 fine. We gotta do something. Take a vitamin C. I don't believe in anything except what I see on TV. Don't try to convince me that everything will be fine. I'm listening more to the voice in my head, and she's doing fine, 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 fine. Unexpected happiness. I feel unexpected joy, and I won't let go of this unexpected joy. No. Don't let go of this. I won't.
So beautiful. We're here in the KEXP studios with Mount Fog, Unexpected Happiness. That last song is the final song on your new album, Spells of Silence. Thank you for bringing your music to KEXP today.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like your songs are so magical and otherworldly. And the third song that you played today, I Am the Sea, You Are the Clouds, I was listening to that and I actually just kind of got lost in a thread in my mind and went on a little journey, and I forgot where I was for a minute, and I had to pull myself back to the present and be like, okay, wait, I'm going to have to do something here in a minute. But that's pretty powerful. What inspires you to write, and where do these songs come from? What are you wanting to convey through your music?
Yeah, a lot of this album comes from a place of trying to find some healing through music. Just finding that, going to my synth at night and just kind of seeing what emerges. And a lot of times what emerges is wanting to travel through these landscapes that don't really exist, aren't inside of my head, but aren't out in the world either. So I think it's just from a place of therapy. Music can be therapy, and that's where it's taken me. So...
Well, I did feel like I was having a little bit of a therapy session in the middle of that session. I had to pull myself back to the present. You have quite an extensive musical background. It feels like music has been in your sphere your entire life. Can you tell me a little bit about music's role in your childhood and growing up?
Yeah, so I grew up playing classical music, mostly violin. Violin was my instrument, and I have two older sisters. And we all grew up doing music together. It was like a Victorian childhood. We would do productions together and do music together. So music has always just been in the background. We've always had music playing. It's always soundtracked everything I've done. But until I was a bit older, I really only listened to classical music. So discovering the world of pop music was a really beautiful thing that happened to me. And but through my whole childhood, it was all violin pretty much. So,
well, your fans are always so excited to hear you sing, and no surprise, your voice is so gorgeous. You use it like an instrument as well as to sing lyrics. And it seems like you had a pretty unique experience and a special opportunity to sing with a group. Can you talk a little bit about that and the influence that it had on you as a singer?
Totally. So I went to college to do music, and then I hated the orchestra, so I quit violin. And I was like, well, I'll just try out for all of the like weird a cappella groups. And I ended up joining this group that just sang traditional music of the Balkans, mostly Bulgarian women's music. And I'm not myself Slavic, but I just fell in love with this music and the dissonance and the way that people use their voice with the music. And that's when I really discovered my voice and how loud I could sing. So a lot of that influences how I sing now, I think. And I grew up just always making noise. So that really influences me now, too.
You've been ensconced in music your whole life, it sounds like, but Mount Fog is a pretty recent project. Tell me about the origin story of Mount Fog.
Yeah, so I was living in Olympia. I had recently switched jobs, and I had all this time on my hands, and I was living in this beautiful art-filled house, and they didn't have an internet connection. I didn't really have any friends in Olympia at that time. So I was just alone a lot, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a song, and I'm going to put a name to what I'm doing. And that's how Mount Fog was born. And that was in 2019. So
there's a lot of natural imagery and beauty in your songs. Are you from the Pacific Northwest?
No, I'm not. I did move out here. Partially, a big reason actually was because I had been going backpacking out here. And I fell in love with the landscapes. And I just loved the mountains and the fog and the clouds. But I'm actually from Southern Virginia originally. So,
well, something else that I noticed threading through your songs is your fascination with horror films and literature. Tell me a bit about that.
Yes, I actually brought this book that really inspired Spells of Silence. It's called House of Leaves. I brought it with me today because I'm going to reread it. It's something I started reading last year and really influenced this album. And something I love about horror is that there's horror all around us, and we live in a horrific world, but there's a lot of joy threaded through that. And I just love how literature allows you to explore the really difficult elements and sort of find some psychic release through the fact that it's always been that way. It's not just today, it's been forever, as horrific as it has been. So yeah, horror literature is something I sort of discovered in the last couple of years. And House of Leaves was a really big influence on this album.
I'll make a note of that. Maybe check that out. You've said in interviews that when you were younger, you didn't always love performing live, but now you absolutely love it. Tell me about that transformation for you.
Yeah, I mean, growing up playing classical music, I felt like it was a lot about perfection and about reaching this goal that I never felt like I was good enough or could reach. So I always felt not quite good enough. And then when I started doing Mount Fog, it was just everything that I wanted to do and whatever I wanted to express. And so it's just what's inside of my soul that I'm putting out there in the universe with Mount Fog versus something that some dead guy 100, 200 years ago imagined that I'm trying to recreate. So it's a lot more liberating to perform in this way. And I don't feel like anyone expects anything. They just are there to experience it. So that's makes me feel not nervous. And I actually really love performing now. Whereas I used to just be so nervous. I had to do square breathing for like an hour before I would go on stage. So no longer.
Well, your fans are so happy always to see you perform live. And there was a lot of anticipation around Spells of Silence, which came out this past October.
Yeah.
We appreciate you bringing the songs here to KEXP so much.
Thank you so much.
Carolyn, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Mount Fog live here in the KEXP studios. Once again, a big thank you to all of our donors who support great sessions like this and help us build this powerful community here at KEXP. If you're a big fan of our videos on YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, get notification every time we launch a new video. And you can also listen to KEXP anytime at kexp.org. Check us out and learn more about all that we do here. Thanks to your support. Thank you once again. It's Mount Fog live here in the KEXP studios.
Discover new music at listener-powered kexp.org.